In today's WHInsight, I'm going to show you how I set up the ability to send a CSAT survey to a certain contact with an association label when a deal closes in HubSpot. Hi, my name is Ryan Schweihart, founder of Whole Heart Impact, where I help businesses grow leveraging HubSpot and Zapier. Let's dive into today's WHInsight. Today's WHInsight was inspired by a post in the HubSpot community by Mr. Hoff, where he asks, we have deals that may have multiple contacts tagged with different association labels. How can we trigger a customer satisfaction survey to be sent when a deal closes, but only to the contacts associated with the deal with a certain association label? Everything I can see will send the CSAT to all the contacts. You're not missing anything. There's a little bit of setup that will need to occur. And Pam kind of mentioned um, a suggestion here. So I'm just going to go ahead and show how I've kind of interpreted her suggestion and how I would suggest setting it up. That's not to say it's the only way, but it's just a way that I found that will likely get you the solution that you're after. Okay, so let's see it in action. I've got a deal set up, a dummy deal titled CSAT Survey Send. I've got a few contacts associated, and I've got different labels associated with it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to move this deal into closed one, and label C and label T are going to receive emails or CSAT surveys, and then label A will not. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and select closed one here, and I'll pause the video for a moment and wait for those emails to come through. Okay, so I've seen them come through. I'll refresh the page to show you that at 3:49 we moved it into the closed one stage. And let me pull up the email here. So you see here at basically that same time, 3:48, we've got the survey that came through. Hey, how do we do? This is to um, my work email here. And then I've also got a demo account set up. So let me pull that one up. So then if I pull that one over, again, at that same time, you'll see that this email came through to that demo account. And if I pull up the last email that did not have a label that should receive a CSAT survey, I can verify. You'll just have to take my word on it that there is no email there in that email account. So how did we do it? Let's dive in. So I'm in my HubSpot demo account. The first thing that we'll need to do is make sure that the association labels are set up. And so you'll hop into settings here in the top right, scroll down here and um, go to objects and expand that, and then go to contacts. You could also go to deals as well. And then this associations tab, you'll want to create an association label. And so let's say we're focused on contacts to deals in our example. And then I went ahead and created some labels already. So you would just create the association label. I just did a single label, and yeah, you'll go through the steps to create the label. And then for this, I did label C, label S, label A, label T. And so what we're going to want to do then, once our association labels are in place, is we'll want to go over to automations and then come up to workflows. And so I kind of already have it started, but you'll create a workflow and you'll do deal based. And then next, but I'm going to go back to the one that I already have. And so I've got a deal based workflow. And then what we're going to do here is I just have number of associated contacts is greater than 0. And I'm also going to allow for re-enrollment. So anytime this this value updates and essentially a contact is associated or another contact is associated, it's going to go through this enrollment um, for that deal. So then that's going to trigger it. And then I'm going to say, okay, I want to set a certain property value. And so I've got this target object as the contact. And then I'm going to pick one of the association labels that I selected. So I'll say I want to apply this to the contact with the association label of label C in this case. And then the property to set, we didn't create the property yet, but this is something that we'll want to do is create kind of a helper property. And so I will select this and I don't think I created it yet. Let me see. Nope. So we'll say yes, no, send CSAT property. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a new contact property from here. So again, we're creating a contact property. Let's just say it's contact information. We'll say send CSAT, put a description of what that means, um, and then select the field type. We'll do a single checkbox. We just want it to be yes, no, and you can allow it to be available in forms or not, and go ahead and create. So we'll go ahead and select send CSAT as the property that we want to update, and we want to turn this to yes for the ones that we actually want to send CSAT for. And essentially that's it. You know, if we had another one, if we wanted to label it, if we wanted label C and say label T to receive the CSAT survey, we could go ahead and just duplicate this step, clone this action only, and we'll place it here and save. So essentially, instead of label C, we do label T, and we'll update this one to send CSAT and select yes, save. So then here we have, I guess we didn't quite populate this first one that we did. Send CSAT, yes, save. And that's essentially it. So we'll then hit review and publish. You have the opportunity to enroll existing deals who meet this criteria or only enroll future deals. I'll say no, only enroll future deals, and hit next. You have the opportunity to go through some of the other kind of customization option or notification options here. I'm going to hit next, next, and turn on the workflow. Now the other thing that we want to do, if we hop back over here, so we kind of have our helper property set up. Then the next thing that we ultimately want to do is go ahead and send our CSAT survey when certain criteria are met. So we're going to say when a deal closes, that's going to be our trigger criteria, and our send CSAT is yes. So we'll hop back over into the deal or into the demo account. We'll go back and then we'll hop into automations as well. We'll go to surveys where I have a CSAT survey set up. But to create that survey, you just come here to the top right. We've got a customer satisfaction, hit next. I'll go ahead and leverage the one that I've already set up. We'll hop into the setup for this survey itself. And do what you need to do following the tabs as you go across. But the portion that we are going to focus on is this recipients portion. And we're going to set the enrollment criteria. We're going to start from scratch and we're going to create criteria. It's going to be deal based. And so then is closed one is true, and apply that filter. And then we're going to add another filter for contact properties. and we're going to select this send CSAT helper one that we did. Is any of yes, and we're going to apply that filter. And so anytime a deal is closed won and that send CSAT is equal to yes, then it will go ahead and send that CSAT survey to the person that you need. I'll go ahead and apply the savings and go ahead and, in this case, save, but I would review and publish. Actually, let's go ahead and review and publish and publish. And that's it. There may be another way to go about it. So if you see this and you have other ideas of how to achieve what we were after from Mr. Hoff's community post, please chime in, reply on the post itself. I'll have a link to it, or send a, put a comment in this video or, below this video. And if you have any other questions about what I've shown or just general questions about other things you'd like to see, reach out to me directly. And I look forward to hearing from you. Bye from now. Now, I want to mention one caveat with the solution that's been set up. If you add your associations prior to applying the label, it's not going to necessarily trigger that send CSAT property helper that we were using. And so if you come here to, if you add your contacts and then you add the association labels after the fact, unless you add or remove associated contacts, it's not going to update that number of associated contacts that we're using to trigger the workflow. And so in order to get around that, what you need to do is you need to just like remove an association, then add it back, or add a dummy associated company, then remove it. That would trigger the number of associated contacts with this deal to update. And then that would update your send CSAT helper property for these contacts. And then if it's already in a closed won state, you'd need to move it out of that closed won state and then back into that closed won state. That would cause the CSAT survey to be sent and all to work as intended. To my knowledge, there's not really a way to trigger off of an association label getting updated. I know, there's probably some longer ways and some roundabout ways to go about it, but honestly, just adding or removing a contact may be the way to go about it. So you can get into your surveys themselves and see, who's been surveyed. And so if every so often you want to double check that a survey has been sent, then you can, hop into here and see and verify that that's been done. Or we could set up some other status or reports that would allow you to see which surveys have been sent to which contacts. Let me know if you have any questions as a result of that, and thank you.